Okay, welcome everyone. Tonight with the Gauntlet, we are playing 316 Carnage Amongst the Stars. This is Planet 23, the currently planned penultimate session of this campaign. So yeah, this is things got a little bit rough last week, but everyone got through. My name is Donna. My pronouns are he, him. I'm running the game. So let's go get player and character intros. We can go rank order top to bottom without any worry about seniority.
Yes, due to my promotion last game, we're now not doubled up on any of the ranks. So I'm Jim Crocker. I play and host a whole lot of games on the Gauntlet. You can find me on Twitter at Jim Likes Games. Pardon me. I generally go by he, him pronouns. I am playing Lieutenant Colonel, BD. The BD standing for button down. At one point we heard his real name, but I don't know that it's been really invoked very much since then. I mean, I guess BD is not being particularly subtle, I don't think, about his desire to, chart a course for the entire brigade. Started maybe a little bit of a whisper campaign against the current brigadier last time. We'll see how that rattles out and go from here.
Great, thanks, Jim. Brian, how about you?
Brian, he, him, playing Major Terry Miter, he, him. I think Terry's happy to see BD back above him in the ranks because he started with BD as his sergeant way back when he was a trooper. So this is more the natural order of things, I think, in his mind. I don't know how comfortable he'll be with the idea of taking down the brigadier, but I guess we'll see. Yeah.
Cool. And Puckett.
Hi there, I am Puckett. I use he, him pronouns, and today I will be playing Captain Dietrich. Still not entirely sure how the hell that happened. How a guy who damn near drowned in half an inch of water somehow got promoted to captain. But here we are. May whatever have mercy on us all. Dietrich is good at exactly two things. He's good at killing bugs and counting how many bugs he's killed. And I guess three things, because he's good at keeping most of the people under his command alive. They just need to stand behind him.
And given that there were a couple of promotions last week, people have the rules and all, but I put in some extra rank cards in the handouts. So it might be a good opportunity for us to familiarize ourselves with those new rank orders. Jim, do you want to tell us what the Lieutenant Colonel is responsible for?
Yeah, sure. So this is Lieutenant Colonel details is what I'm looking at here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So normally the highest ranking officer in the field on a mission is a lieutenant colonel. They're superior in rank to the major and report directly to the colonels at Brigade HQ. They're sometimes simply called colonel by troops in the field. They are possibly the highest rank that an ordinary trooper will ever meet. The GM gets threat token equal to number of PCs times 7 when there is a lieutenant colonel. Responsibilities. Order 11, oversee the destruction of life on planets. Order 12, ensure that senior ranks are informed of insubordination. Now, the fact that these are order 11 and 12 means the previous 10 orders are also on my docket. So it's not just like these don't supersede them. They are in addition to. the previous 10 orders, some of which I'm sure we'll be hearing about from our other officers. But quote, this planet has been identified as carrying life that, if it is not destroyed, could in time threaten our homeworld, our beloved Terra. I am asking you, Major. I am tasking you, Major, with obliterating the planet's core. Nothing must leave this planet alive. Nothing. And upon my promotion, I gained access to the use of a Paradise Bomb, which is a TPK grenade that works at all 3 ranges. So whatever range I'm at, I set it off, and however many troopers there are just in the fight, everybody takes a kill and we remove that many tokens. And then I roll D100 kills per token removed.
Awesome. And Puckett, how about the captain? It's been a while since we've seen a captain in the field.
All righty. Captain is in charge of a company of troops. This normally means all troops on a single troop ship. This is the rank above lieutenant, and brave and intelligent officers hope to be promoted to this more senior rank. The rank of captain is not without those who are foolish, headstrong, and opinionated. This often leads to disastrous consequences for the troops in their command. Okay, well, as long as they stand behind Dietrich, it'll be okay. Oh, responsibilities. Order number 7, ensure that no creatures on a planet survive. That's very much in Dietrich's purview. Order 8, deliver mission briefings and plan assaults. Guns toward the enemy, don't stop shooting. That's a plan, right? Weapons and
For
gear as
certain values
lieutenant.
of plan, right?
Yeah. Weapons and gear as lieutenant plus power blade. Resources available, APC and TPK bomb. You get 1 of each on promotion to captain. You can request a replacement APC or TPK bomb if required between missions using a development role.
So the stats on the TPK bomb are pretty simple. I think if you check the others' listings, you will see them. But the TPK bomb causes 1 kill to every PC in the encounter at close range, including the user. It can be only used at close range. Total up how many PCs have taken a kill. That is the number of threat tokens removed. For each threat token removed, the TPK bomb yields D100 kills.
So just to make sure I understand that, using today as an example, that means that it would kill 3 tokens in an encounter?
If you're all at close range. So if someone is at near or far, they're not taken into account for that calculation.
Okay, so it only counts if everyone is at the same range.
No. So you can use it at close range.
Sure, but it doesn't remove tokens for people who are not at close range, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So minimum would be 1 threat token and D100 kills, and then for today it could be 2 or 3 each for those.
Okay, got it.
Cool. So, yeah.
And don't think, I haven't thought about how funny it would be for Terry, who hates grenades, to blow up the whole team with a TPK bomb.
The ultimate act
It
of
did occur.
military irony.
It has occurred to me. Just the right opportunity has not come along.
It basically sounds a lot like a grenade. I mean, close range.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's a hell of a lot more effective than a grenade, but it still kills your teammates. So, where Terry is concerned, it's all in the same basket of evil. Okay, so I think what I would like to do for our kind of intro for this week's session is kind of imagine that that the brigade has been increasing operational tempo. You know, this is kind of in line with what we saw the brigadier last week, and she is like eager to just hit these alien planets as quickly as possible, and maybe not give people much time to think. Not like keep morale up by just slamming these victories. But I think there's a cost to that in terms of people, not just like losing people, but like psychologically, it's beginning, I think, to impact people in terms of energy and just outlook. So yeah, let's start with Dietrich. Like, oh, sorry. So you've been promoted to captain. Is that like, are you still working inside the recon company, or do you think you've been given a company back in the line battalions as you've served in before?
I have a sneaking suspicion that they left me exactly where I am, because moving Dietrich around probably doesn't do much for. It probably doesn't do a whole lot for morale. I mean, on the one hand, it's like, hey, we'll probably survive, and we're probably everything else is going to die, but there doesn't seem much point in moving Dietrich someplace else when he's effective where he is. And I have a sneaking suspicion that the only reason he got promoted is because he has so many kills that they kind of had to do something.
Okay.
So,
sure, that makes sense. So in the kind of platoon now that you've been fighting with for a while, I think this increased tempo is definitely affecting people. Is there anyone who's either got severely wounded or even killed, whose loss you feel more than most?
well, still miss Crestmere. And I do have that ritual of riding home and letting everybody know how their loved ones died, and then writing the name on a slip of paper and sticking it inside the band of my helmet. But Crestmere, that one still stings.
Yeah. And are you still Crestmere is quite a while ago now at this stage, so are you still keeping a bunk free for Crestmere's memory, or is there something what's going on psychologically with Dietrich on that front?
Well, that was long enough ago that I actually had a chance to get to know more of the people. I think that was back when I was a sergeant. So it was a lot closer then. Not that other deaths don't affect me, but it's a little different when it's maybe somebody that you told to check their load or showed them how to put a clip in properly, as opposed to somebody that you drank with and chowed down with. Had to tell to stop looking in the mirror all the goddamn time.
Well, he was exceedingly pretty, right?
Well, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, which Major Miter has instructed us to use sparingly. And unfortunately, pretty is neither a horseshoe nor a hand grenade, so it doesn't really help much when you're out in the field and you got a bug bearing down on you. But he was pretty, yes. On the bright side of things, we don't have that god-awful energy drink around anymore.
I think there's probably still a few letters that come in, some fan mail that comes in for Crestmere. I think Akagi reports that they think he's on special assignment somewhere, and he's going to spring out for the end of season surprise or something, like it's a television show. I don't know. These people are holding on to hope. Crestmere's coming back.
Yeah. I do my best not to disabuse them of that notion because it does aid in recruiting efforts. So
we can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, and I'm not real good at lying to people. So when one of those letters comes in, I usually have somebody else answer it and suggest they put something in there about how Crestmere is probably sitting on a beach enjoying a beverage with a little paper umbrella in it. For all I know, that might be exactly what Crestmere is doing. But that is beyond my capability to know at the moment.
So we're going to be pulling into this new planet in 20, sir. I'm going to check everyone is tied down to their bunks for a return to gravity. I think after the last time around Lavery, we were caught a bit napping.
Yeah. Make sure everybody has a magazine in, ready to rock, just in case.
Yeah.
I do not want to have happen. I do not want what happened last time to happen again. So, no grenades. Miter hates grenades. On a ship, they're a distinct problem. So, magazines only. Well, that in hand to hand. And I look down at the power claw on my arm, and it's like, I just kind of pet it like it's a little kitten.
I think Akagi like pats a power blade that she picked up like on a surplus in the last resort world. You know, some captain must have sold their power blade to get an extra round of drinks in or something.
Kagi, take care of that thing, and it may save your life.
Well, I keep it under my pillow, sir.
I am reasonably sure that is not an improved storage place for a power blade or a power claw under regulations, but if you don't mind the possibility that thing may nick you in your sleep, I will not say a word about it.
Of course, sir. See you at the drop.
Copy.
Okay, cool. Major Miter. I think with everything going on, you know, the trifecta of sleep and stimulants and stress are really starting to take their toll on your company. It seems like our company is pushed into every unknown, dangerous, you know, insert here mission that comes across the bridge. How is Miter dealing with this kind of thing? Is he like throwing himself into safety, or is he starting to cut corners, or how is he reacting?
Cutting corners, no. He's probably not sleeping much. So he's probably taking a fair amount of stimulants himself, which is making him pretty queasy. So he's probably not eating a whole ton. So I think he's like living on vitamin supplements and caffeine and stimulants, and you know, probably looks like he's pretty much vibrating. He's either dozing off briefly or like just, you know, buzzing. One or the other.
Yeah. Going the whole psychro quintuple espresso route. And I mean, how is the company following suit, or are they doing their own thing? Presumably Oreo and Frost are you know, dealing in Blue Bull or whatever it was. The last vestiges of that supply chain are going.
Yeah, I imagine whenever Terry's not watching, they're like resting as much as possible because they're exhausted. they've just got, you know, they're set up to like, you know, give the alert when Terry's coming through so that everyone can look busy. And then behind him in his wake are people are, you know, crashing. And
You know, I'm sure there's a few people out there who have taken to just wearing their armor because ostensibly operational paranoia. But you know, if you lock the joints, you can fall asleep in your armor, right? Okay, and BB. I think this this kind of last spell has been pretty hard on Borovsky. You know, he is pushing himself hard like everyone is. Is he dealing well with the stress, or what's his reaction?
Yeah, like I think he's I wonder if maybe like he didn't get into special services group because he's got like vestigial low level ESP. One of the reasons why he got tagged for that, I displayed no psychic talent whatsoever,
yeah.
Which is why I was just routed into just being a regular trooper. I wanted to get into special studies when we first, you know, like when I first mustered. But he has been he's been a bit bipolar of late. I think like he'll get like he's in a cycle where he thinks he's got a solution and he gets real excited about it and very, you know, hyper about like staying up 36 hours to pursue that data. And then when it doesn't work out, he crashes out, you know, and sleeps for 14 hours, like that kind of thing. And which is in marked contrast to my, you know, kind of borderline sociopathic, not getting too upset about any, you know, given thing, you know, not getting too worked up about, you know, any promising possibilities, not getting too worked up about any setbacks. So he has not been, so what I try to do is like, if I know he's on an upswing, I point him at stuff. And then as soon as I recognize the signs that he's crashing, I, you know, send him to bed. But I think we have been working pretty obsessively on like countermeasures for, like I said, the blue crystal, whatever it is that the blue crystal does. And in specific, I think I said we want to try and find some kind of inoculation to keep our troops from whatever psychic effect it is that takes people over, you know. And I think we've worked on everything from, you know, like some kind of herbal thing to like gene therapy to like literal hypnotism, you know, like old school, like I'm going to hypnotize you when the blue thing comes to talk to you, don't listen to it, like that. And I think we probably don't have enough, we don't have a large enough sample size of people who either were affected by it or, you know, who are, and like, you can't really field test these things except, you know, after people are exposed. So I think it's been frustrating going. We have like a bunch of working theories, but no solution yet. That kind of makes sense to where we'd be.
Okay, so yeah, I think your klaxons go off. Everyone gets into a crash couch with that very generous, you know, 20-second warning before you get back into the real universe.
Did I have any hand in planning this next operation, or?
Yeah, so I think you probably have an inside track as well. I think what Brigade has decided is that there's been some intelligence that suggests that the aliens on this world are immune from the blue crystal effects, and basically, your mission is to find out
Get in there and find out what's going
what kind
on.
of junk they have
Mhm.
that helps them with that. So I guess in order to have that intelligence, right, you got to know. So I think the world is called Lavery,
Okay.
and on this world there are this race of giant desert wasps. Big suckers. And yeah, I think like the intelligence report shows you like these wicked barbed stingers, and you can kind of see
I was just about to ask.
you can see like this reddish tinge, like this. It's like a red versus blue countermeasure, right? It just is
Sure.
like
And actually, the question I have is: do they seem to have any genetic resemblance to, or maybe cousins of? We fought wasp creatures a while back.
you did.
Yes, and like there was a whole hive, and that was where like we blew the hive up and stuff like this, and
Yeah.
I think I had some kind of psychic like psychic aftershocks of dealing with them and stuff. So
yeah, I cannot remember the world. But give me.
it was like way back. That was early.
I think it might have been at the Gauntlet Con, which puts it in the first or the second sector. Yeah, I'll check to the world, but yeah, they are. This is like, I guess if you look at like evolutionary generations, these guys are like maybe 2 generations, like epochs, probably a better word to use, advance from those old guys. There's definitely a link, and like the data you have from that old world is very useful. Like if you were you could come up with, I think they've come up with some countermeasures that will be moderately effective if they were going to be lethal against that previous generation. So plenty to go on there. And the world, I think, it is, like I said, desert world, but whereas previously those hives were like giant, like skyscraper termite mound style things, these are like shafts going deep into the earth, right? And there's signs that that those shafts are very like tectonically or volcanically active. So there's definitely, I guess maybe that's what they're using for heat instead of being up in the atmosphere or whatever. Maybe it's like an evolutionary trait that they need more heat than usual to keep active.
So what we need here is biological samples. We need to bring some of these things back, and preferably at least one of them alive, so we can hand it to special studies group to work on. And if we can find anything that is clearly a substance that confers some sort of resistance to the blue crystal, that's a priority.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. And I guess it's not a unique hive structure, right? So these are dotted maybe all around the planet. Not all around the planet, but in a fairly specific range in this one geographical feature. Maybe there's a big ass desert, and wherever this
Actually,
volcanic fault line is, right?
Yeah, what they're probably getting underground is water. If this is otherwise, if this is otherwise entirely arid on the surface, the water would be underground, and that may be why they're going deep like that.
The world was Rubens. Okay, so trip down memory lane back to October 2018.
Yeah, I remember that right.
Okay, cool. So, so I guess that's the general mission. Capture some of these things alive, or get whatever kind of organic compound or system is giving them this immunity to the blue crystal. And otherwise, it's business as usual. Destroy them all.
Yeah, I mean, and what this is going to mean is that we're going to be carrying two, and presumably they'll have some kind of anti-grav or hover jets on them or something like that. But we're going to have to haul two basically sarcophagus-sized biological containment units along with us on this mission, so that we have a place to stick these things. We can't just cuff them. So we'll be hauling those along with us.
Yeah, big ass stasis tubes, or whatever we're going to call them, right? And I think we saw in a previous planet, with lugging that kind of thing around, you just have some kind of anti-grav strip or whatever along the bottom to make it practical. Okay. That's probably a technology taken from that Silver Surfer board, right? From our first planet.
Mm-hmm. And I think the troopers call these things bug bunks.
Bug bunks. Okay. So, I'm not sure how this would work if BD is kind of on the special studies group of this. That's his mission. I think probably Major Miter is doing the military side of the planning in terms of the drop and exactly how the company are going to be arrayed. How does that sound? Okay.
Sounds good.
So I guess the question is, what do you want that initial drop to be like?
Are we going to be able to fly a dropship down these?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think they're going to be like really big volcano-sized shafts. I mean, you might get tight or whatever down when you get very deep, but yeah, that sounds awesome to me.
Yeah, we'll deal with that one. I think, yeah, as deep as we can get, flying in is the way to go.
Okay. So, so what's the briefing like from Miter on that?
Well, good news. We've got a planet that's nothing but deep, dark holes, and we've been chosen to go into the deepest and darkest, so that we can, get the, all the best prizes down at the bottom of the package and bring them home. Pretty straightforward. We're going to kill almost everything except what we get in the, locked up in the bug bunk, and other than that bug bunk, bringing that home is top priority, and then behind that is all the rest of you. So let's get to it.
Okay, does Dietrich have anything to add from a tactical point of view on these bugs? Or the bug killing that shall ensue?
Remember, if it looks like us, it's probably not a bug. So if you see something with 2 legs and 2 arms and a head, try not to shoot it. If you see something with wings or stingers or little tiny fiddly legs, shoot that instead.
And I think in typical trooper fashion, someone says something like, but what about Gorman? I mean, he's funny looking.
Gorman is someone you punch, not with power blade. Do try not to shoot Gorman. You will notice that I said try. That's all.
We'll try, sir. We'll try. And yeah, I mean, Gorman can give as good as he gets. You know, he flies the bird to them all. Okay, so who is piloting your dropship?
I mean, that's probably me.
Okay, makes sense.
Because I'm doing some, I'm doing like the instrument suite and stuff like that and everything.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, so why doesn't everyone, I mean, no prizes for wondering what Dietrich and Miter are using as their primary weapon, right? It's e-cannons all the way. Find a porthole and give it 4. Okay, so let me put some alien tokens down. So yeah, we've got 21 tokens on this planet, which is a lot. Yeah, 5 tokens. So again, I guess everyone we're going to roll for dominance, NFA for dominance.
I kind of like the idea that for this one, we actually come in a lot faster than we normally could, because I am treating this like the surface of the planet is, several hundred meters below where it normally would be.
Sure.
So like, where we normally would kick the retros on, I wait a couple of extra minutes and stuff. And I think this is it heats up. Like it's that thing where we can see the hull glowing and stuff like that as we're, dropping through here. Not to mention that it's just an extremely hot planet. How many suns does this place have?
I mean, 1 seems so pedestrian. We should go for 3, right?
3 is good. I like 3. All right, cool. They've got 2 kind of standard yellow and 1 little like white dwarf, that they both orbit around. And so this is I think this is like there's just like nothing but daylight here constantly. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, that's the other thing they get underground is just out of the light.
Yeah. So, some shut-eye if bugs sleep. I don't know.
But we're just like screaming down through, just dropping right down to the bottom of that, full speed.
Cool. So everyone gonna roll for NFA for that? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, Jim, you got a 9. High success.
You're going to set the range at near.
Okay. So yeah, I think, like you said, that like there's got to be some kind of safety regulations. Like there's some klaxon going off in cockpit. The Betty in your ear is saying, please pull up now. please pull up now. You have 100 meters before, and then like you just hit that ceiling, crash it. Every safety alarm goes off, and then finally you hit those retros. Probably not too far away from the hive, right? So you're still burning retro, maybe halfway down.
I really like the idea that for a second the ship thinks we have crashed and then realizes, oh no, okay. It's like, because it was reading the ground as we were approaching.
The altimeter is just blinking zeros.
Yes, yeah.
And I mean, I know we haven't really talked about like safety on here apart from like a crash bar, but I think something has got to go off, when you get to within like 20 meters of what it thinks is the surface of the planet.
Oh yeah, like I need to actively override like the emergency like thrusters that try to break us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not, I guess there's not like a plastic jungle of breathing masks that drop out of the ceiling or anything, but there's something, that springs into action to say, hey, this is a really bad.
Oh my God, you know what probably happens? Like it launches its black box.
Okay.
Right? Because it thinks that like there's just going to be a massive fiery crash that's going to consume the entire thing.
Yeah.
And so it launches the, whatever, the telemetry so that we can get found.
Yeah. So there's like a boy with the drogue chute that just flies out of the underneath the cockpit or whatever, the tailplane, and drifts away. And I think fleet up in orbit, the carrier has a moment of, wait a minute, have we lost that company? Okay, cool. So I think you see like all the way down there. Obviously it's dark, but you got your night vision and your spotlights and what have you. So like maybe not for the first third, but like certainly when you get down to stopping, there's like these chambers all around. So it's like the Colosseum, maybe, so there's like archways inside the structure. And obviously there's tunnels going deep into the earth from here. So yeah, that's when I guess you see your first giant angry wasp. And yeah, they are like, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 feet long, and an extra foot maybe at the end, which is the stinger. So yeah, looks pretty wicked. So
and I mean, I kind of like the idea that we can hear the cacophonous buzzing, like even through the ostensibly soundproofed hull of our ship and stuff like that. That it is going to be intense.
Yeah. So, they are reacting with some kind of anger to this hornet, which has just landed in their midst or is hovering in their midst. So yeah, they are coming in to give you what for. I presume general round of shooting from the assembled big guns. Okay, so why don't you try fighting ability check. Okay, so that is a 7 for the aliens, a 6 for Terry, a 6 for BD, a 2 for Dietrich. So yeah, they are, I think, as maybe that hornet reference is going to be true, right? Maybe they just swarm it and like they just clog the air vents, the air intakes, and they are just going to inflict a mobility kill on the dropship. So you like have, I don't know, like 5 seconds to find a perch, right? To put your anchors in or whatever. Sorry,
just a mess. It's not crippled yet. I mean, if we got to get out of it before it gets crippled, but it's not crippled yet. It can take one more kill.
sorry, it's crippled if it takes 1 kill. It's destroyed if it takes another one.
Yes, yeah, that's
Yeah.
sorry, that's what I mean. Yes, yeah. It's not destroyed yet. We can still
Yeah,
use it for
yeah.
shelter. Yeah,
Yes,
it's still
absolutely.
operational.
But it's not going to fly until it gets repaired.
True.
So,
Yeah.
Okay. So that's their kill. Everyone else, you all got kills on it. So why don't you? We start with Jim. I guess you're firing at it.
Yeah, I'm not even firing. I think all I'm doing is like I am, punching whatever like anti-boarding measures we have, right? That like electrify the hull and, I think it's electrifying the hull. That's what I'm doing. Whatever like batteries that we have for desalination or whatever the heck it is, I just, discharge through the hull and, zap a few of them that way. So
yeah,
let's see what we got for damage here. I'm just doing a single D6.
Yeah.
So
or D10. Is it D10 for the dropship?
is it a D10? It's a D10 for the dropship.
Yeah.
You're right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. And this is Vrac. No, this is Zap. Zap. I got 6 kills. All right.
Okay, cool. And then we have Terry with a 6 as well. So roll your kills at close because they have dragged you into close range. So yeah, I think the angle of fire, right, when they're in close, obviously you get this like 1 or 2 pass by that firing port, but not the arc that you really need to have the cannon have best
I think
effect.
he's lining up that shot at this juicy, big group of them, and then one flies like right up in front and takes the full blast like each time. Yeah.
And Dietrich on a 2.
All righty here. And Dietrich's just firing away at the ones that are close and manages to somehow or another knock 6 of them off the hull.
Ricochet shots, maybe, I don't know. Okay, and here is where these wasps get nasty. I am spending a token to activate their suicide ability. I think if you're getting out of the dropship, or maybe if you're not, they are, plugging themselves into those firing, and they are just like I don't know, squirting this venom out of their stingers at you, and obviously it makes them a sitting duck, and they get punished for it. But they are inflicting a kill on everyone, so it's an additional kill on everyone.
So that just happens automatically right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that goes off on a 1. So that's the only kind of rule for the suicide is it goes off on a 1 in the comp round.
I think that destroys the dropship then, because we were all still inside the dropship.
Okay. Yeah.
Is how that would work. They're
sure. Yeah.
Whatever,
okay.
They just mess it up.
So the way I read it is the dropship provides an extra armor tick for anyone inside, right? So if you've used it already, right, you.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah. So we're a mess.
And they have to roll a 1 for that?
No, it goes. So this attack counts as going on 1.
Okay.
So it's just a sequencing thing. So the dropship would have taken care of their combat roll, right? So no one took a kill on that first roll. The dropship took it for everyone.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah, and then their second attack, that suicide attack, hits everyone. So you should all be a mess. Yeah. Okay.
And the dropship is
Poot.
I don't think so.
I mean,
Yeah,
it also would have taken 2 hits, right? And that's it for the dropship.
Well, it took the first hit.
Sure, we get an armor, like basically we get an armor the first time it takes a hit.
That's
The second time it takes a hit, it's destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, that armor is separate from like the health of the ship itself. It took 2 hits, and that's enough to take it out,
the only reason I would maybe interpret it, but I'm happy again to be told to interpret it your way, is it says the GM sacrifices 1 threat token to cause an automatic kill against the troopers in a combat round.
Oh yeah, cool. Yep. Nope. Then that's rules as written. Yeah, for sure. Yep. That would be how that works. Yeah.
So it's just acid stuff that we're vulnerable to that the ship is,
like the way I described it is like this venom or whatever it is they're spraying at you, and obviously it's not acidic or anything. It's not affecting the dropship. Okay. So, yeah, next round. What are you doing?
Like bailing out of the ship before it gets crushed. Everybody on foot into that tunnel. Get those beds. T-trick, point.
So
And
is it like a fighting withdrawal?
Well, I think we're going to fight our way into one of those tunnels. Yeah. That's yeah.
I mean, a withdrawal from that fight, but it's really an advance into more trouble.
I don't think we're just. Do we want to just abandon the ship, or is the idea that we're going to bail out, fight off this wave?
We're establishing a landing zone, basically. Yeah. Yes.
And then hopefully go back to secure it and
exactly. Yeah.
Divide the troops, some to stay and defend it and repair it, while the rest of us continue.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Okay. So we aren't technically moving; we are just fighting our way out of the ship. So it's a fictional framing.
Yeah. I mean, as usual, you can fight, and then if you want to change back to near range,
right,
that kind of corresponds to that fictionally. But yeah, you're not abandoning the ship. They're not going to attack it when you're not in it, and you get a chance to repair it for next encounter. Okay, so everyone is fighting. I will roll attack.
And and I'm switching to Power Claw.
Okay.
Let me hit my combat. Oh, well, wait, actually, let me see. What do we got here?
You got 2 successes before the aliens, so this will take care of this.
This will take care of them, and I will not get hit. So good. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Then I'm not going to worry about it. Let my boys do their job.
Yeah. So Brian, you're first with Miter.
Yes. Ooh. 6 is as good as it gets up close with the E-cannon. So yeah, I mean, there's not that many of them left. They all exploded themselves. So We're getting what kills we can.
I think given the kill numbers, you obviously just got whatever aliens were right in the vicinity when you slowed down. Right? It was just an instant fight, defend the hive reflex. And for Dietrich.
I seriously think I'm just using Betsy as a blunt instrument, and I'm just smacking them around, and they just go squish.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So yeah, that clears off the last one for the encounter. So yeah, I think like you've secured your landing zone. You cleared out this tunnel, and you've obviously got a serious way to go to get where you're really aiming for. But you're safe for now, and I think there's probably no way that you can be cut off, right? In terms of the dropship, it's always going to be able to fly back out into atmosphere. Okay, so here is where I spring the other alien ability on you. It's lasting wounds. Okay, so no healing in between encounters. That venom is obviously counter agent to all your healing.
Yeah, we're slapping stim packs on it and nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad news. Yikes. All right. So with Huddle,
I think it interacts with our stim pack and like all of a sudden, you try to treat it, and all of a sudden it like burns like it did when it first came on.
Oh yeah. Oh,
quickly realized
nasty.
like, oh, that's
not gonna work. Yeah. I like that. All right.
I mean, like when it gets into your system or even onto your skin, it's like a defense mechanism. It's like whatever it does to fight off the blue crystal is just fighting off everything.
Yes. Yeah.
That it's everything that's trying to affect your cells, like the ultra fast healing stuff or the stim stuff is just reacting badly. Some kind of drug cocktail is burning your veins. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's bad news. All right, so we've landed, we've secured the ship. I want to get on the radar, like whatever, like our deep sonar and motion sensors, and find out where the biggest concentration of these things seems to be, and see if we can find, we want to find the queen of this thing.
Okay, yeah, go straight for it.
Because if we can bring her back, so I'm gonna take Terry aside and say, mission briefing says we want to capture up to 2 of these creatures intact, standing up. If you see anything that looks anything like an egg, tell me. If the troopers come to you with something like that, tell them good job and then bring it to me. Understood?
Understood.
All right. We're not going to go out of our way to try and get a hold of any, but keep an eye out.
Cool. Yeah. So I think maybe let's make this an NFA check.
Yeah, sure.
And maybe you got to send something back up to fleet, because I think the dropship's radar or sonar was not designed for this, but maybe it needs to
Yeah, sure.
The number crunchers upstairs need to go through it. So
I got
as
a 1.
usual, so that is the worst success you could get, right?
It is the worst success I can
Okay.
get. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we can only find a really convoluted, difficult to like get to route there or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So, and maybe it's like the heat is really doing terrible things to the signal, or it's picking up, some kind of plant life down here, or some kind of I know this is the wrong insect, but maybe there's like aphid farming going on below, and it's picking up these things, and it's leading you off on a kind of a wild goose chase, a wild aphid chase.
And almost certainly we're going to have to cross some significant expanse of lava to get to these things.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
but yeah, I think you have a route down to Queen/Egg Central, right?
cool. Did we want to maybe take a break here since Puckett excused himself?
Yeah,
as well.
So
Literally just got back.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Do you want to take 5 or?
Yeah, if we could.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I've got 6 pass, so let's say 11 or 12. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Alrighty.
Okay, cool.
BRB.
Okay, so second encounter, everyone's a mess due to this alien ability that hampers your med kits and your stim packs and such. But you're on the track to the Queen or the egg bank or whatever it is these aliens have to get your samples and to get a kickstart on finishing them. So yeah, I think traveling down tunnels in this volcanic hive sounds like a good place for an encounter roll. So let's check for dominance. So actually, before we do, right? So you're leaving the dropship behind, and like a sentry party or a fairly hefty security element. And I think, but usually, like to repair something in between encounters, you need to make a roll. But like they're just working on that. It'll be back up and running for you when you get back, I guess. Right. Okay. So for the encounter roll, who's going to roll? Everyone or? Okay. So Jim, we both got a 9. So we should come to some kind of agreement. Do you want to be close or far?
I think we're gonna want to be close.
Okay, so as you were.
And it makes sense. Kind of coming at us out of tunnels and stuff like that and everything. And yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Also, I had my flame gun ready to go, so that's why I want close.
Okay. So, yeah, I think.
You want to put some tokens out there, boss?
Sorry, I should have done that before. Sorry.
Will help us decide on tactics. If you only put
Uh,
out 3,
4. You should see.
we
4.
might do different things than if you put out 7. So
There's 4 out there.
okay.
So, shooting or looking to change range or switching weapons or what's the deal? Obviously, BD, you've got your flamer. How about Miter with your E-cannon?
Yeah, just firing away. I mean, my E-cannon is modified to at least be usable at every range, so
yeah.
Terry just sticks with it most of the time.
Yeah. And Dietrich, same, and hope you make the roll and able to draw out to near range. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So let's roll this attack. 4. Let's. Okay. So there you go. Everyone's going before the aliens. Sorry, who is going? Oh, so Dietrich, you can go first. You got an 8.
So that is 3 down. Well, 1 token, but 3 down.
Yeah. And you get to move range if you want.
Yeah, I'd like to move back to near.
Okay, cool. So what does this look like, Dietrich, drawing back a little bit, getting a few kills?
I think I'm literally just swinging Betsy at them and retreating. Or at least drawing back to near range, but it's like, I see some coming out of walls and I just smack them with the barrel of the gun and keep changing range.
And Miter with an 8 as well.
And yeah, I'm doing the same, moving back. I think maybe like we're just getting deeper and deeper. So I imagine a lot of this is like rappelling down, and so maybe there was some kind of line that he's got that he just triggered to like pull him back up a bit while he's shooting these 5 aliens that are getting in his face.
Yeah, I think that the slope of these things has got to be kind of going down, like maybe mostly imperceptible to like a normal person, but I think the HUD and your more experienced troopers can definitely tell, right? And BD on a 7.
Yeah, I am like I'm just standing my ground, and like this is the like BD studies tactics thing, right? Because like before he saw how they would like get in close and then like try to like and like they maybe they puff up a little before they start to whatever excrete that stuff out, and so I'm just looking for the ones that are kind of headed towards me. And as soon as they start to puff up, then it's boom, they get that plasma flame. And, doesn't matter if they spewed all over the place. It's all just, vaporized before it even reaches me. So they get right in close, but just, I imagine they're kind of like, maybe that stuff is even a little flammable. And so as they start to spew it out, it kind of wicks back and, just they're ashes by the time they're done. Because they're not that solid on the inside or anything. So
yeah, they're probably a bit squishy, right?
Yes, yeah. So and we can probably smell it through the armor, what it smells like when they're on fire, whatever that goop is goes up. I think, like even through us are ostensibly airtight, it's like some kind of like molecular level
yeah
odor.
I mean,
that is going on. Yeah,
I mean, maybe like it's getting through the faceplate by some kind of osmosis, right? So
yes,
someone ends up stickered with some of it, and then like within a minute
or maybe like whatever bit of it is already on us is reacting to it, like our wounds from the the stim packs are like kicking back and it's now in the armor whenever they get close and stuff. So yeah, I kind of like that. All right, so this is I'm going to use splat here. 13.
Okay, and on a 4 they're getting no joy, but I will spend a token to suicide on you guys again. And I think usually these wasps are nimble and quick and flighty, right? And then like they're getting their ass handed to them, right? And then some of them just zoom straight in and they just grab onto a few troopers and they just sting until, you know, maybe not in a bee kind of suicide way, but like they're static and they just get hosed down, but they are inflicting a kill on everyone.
Can we take that on armor?
You can take that on armor, yeah, for sure. Okay, and Jim, sorry, I mentioned it, but you probably don't want to change range. You want to probably stay in close with your flamethrower. Yeah, cool. Okay, so next round of combat, 1 token left. So a quick draw to get the kills. Anyone doing anything different? Nope. Okay. Aliens are certainly trying to kill you, but not with that kind of roll. You got 3. Terry, quickest to the trigger with an 8. So this is back to the sweet one D100 territory that you know and love.
Yeah, and I took that last one on the armor, by the way.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
shreds my armor.
Yep, same. Yeah, it's been a while, I think, since Terry's gotten to show what the E-cannon can do at its best. So maybe let's see. We'll see what the roll does. Yeah, 49. So
49.
yeah, he just zipped right to the right spot and then just aimed right into the middle of them. And you know, the key is not to do too much. You let the E-cannon do the work.
I mean, you don't fight with them because it fights back. Cool. Yeah. So, yeah, I think like that, you know, clears them, and I think in such a way that, I mean, I don't know if bugs lose morale, but it certainly seems like at the end they are backing away.
They may not lose morale. What they might do is get like called back to stand in defense of the queen, because it looks like that's where we're headed.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah. So again, no healing, but armors and shreds. I think the troopers and the rest of the company are maybe flagging, but you know you're pushing them hard down this, you know, very circuitous route. So let me put out some tokens before we roll this time. So got 6. Just a more serious number, right?
Is this the queen chamber here? Or?
Yeah. So I mean, I think this is like yeah. I mean, like it's obviously not huge. Like I think like a rock formation won't allow this, but it's certainly like, you know, triple the size of the biggest cave on Earth, you know, kind of thing. And there's like loads of columns coming down, and like over in the corner you can see this kind of river of lava, like circuits through, and then there's this like fields of eggs, right? These are you know, little kind of waspy black and gold eggs that probably look more like caterpillar eggs, right, than real wasp things, but you know, suitably alien. And they're giving off this kind of like, there's this red kind of haze coming out of them, right, which kind of fits with that signature we've seen before.
Yeah, Bob, I think I found an egg. And I'm activating my kinetic, whatever, whatchamacallit. What the heck is
Me
the full
too.
name of it?
Armor. Yeah.
Kinetic armor, yes. Also, I will also be activating my kinetic armor.
Captain Dietrich is shit out of luck on this one. So all rolling for dominance again? Yeah, okay, cool. So we're tying again, Jim. Yeah, so what's your preferred range there?
I mean, it's our preferred range is probably near. But but we got to decide if it's is it the same?
Yeah. I mean,
same
last time I gave you
negotiation?
two
Close-
choices
close
and
or
you
far?
picked one, so
Yeah, close again. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, you want to be
I
close?
think the rules are either you agree or you roll off to see
Yeah.
to break the tie.
I'm good on close.
You're good up close. Okay,
Yep.
your fellow troopers with their e-cannons are gruntled, disgruntled.
So let's. I mean, can you? Maybe we should have a little conversation about this, about mechanically how this works. I mean, can we? Do they need to like if we know we're going to be close range in the next time? Can they, before we even like, can we make sure that we declare weapons before we declare dominance?
Yes,
because I think that's how it's supposed to work.
it is, but
Yeah.
usually I would say, certainly the guys are always going with their e-cannons. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess
um,
it seems legit.
yeah, and they're still getting kills. It's not like they're useless at close range anymore. So and then trusting to get a bump to get out to near. So I mean, I'm happy to go with near if you want to be near.
I mean, close is fine. We'll do close. Yeah.
Okay. So
they can get back out there.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think like the ground is not like wall to wall eggs, right? There's definitely paths and there's definitely places that the bugs can move towards you, but then again they can also fly, so it's not like they're hampered. But you can certainly pick your way through these eggs without too much trouble. And then I think like maybe not quite on the far side of that lava river, but over there, right, is what looks like the alien queen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so presume everyone is shooting. Okay, so let's go baton attack. Oh, these aliens can really roll low.
I'm going to use some combat drugs here.
Okay.
See if that helps. What should I use to indicate I've used my combat drugs? I'm going to do that. My little symbol on roll 20 there. All right, let's give it another shot here. Much better.
There you go. So going first, we have Dietrich with an 8.
Four down. And I think that's mostly just because they start flying in and I'm aiming for a larger cluster and then just one of them zips in front of me and I'm like, come on. Kind of like the seagull scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp, where Ant-Man keeps trying to summon up an ant to fly on and the seagulls keep flying in and eating it.
Yeah.
But instead of, trying to summon ants, it's like I have seagulls flying in front of me.
Yeah, cool. And are you switching range?
I am backing out to near range.
Okay. And Jim, what's your 6?
Yeah, I am just slowly advancing towards the queen, just more like like I'm not specifically trying to kill anything. I'm just, making basically a zone of death around me so that like just nothing can get close to me, and just slowly advancing towards her.
Yeah.
So we got that. I need like a whoosh or something like that to add to my thing here. All right, 17 kills.
Sweet.
The macro is written by a E-cannon wielder, and it shows.
Very clearly, yeah.
So that was the second token I removed. Okay, and yeah, and from Miter. No, sorry, the aliens go next. They don't inflict a kill on Miter, obviously. But they are going to push you to near range.
For now, I'm okay with that.
What kind of state is Dietrich in, Pocket? A mess or?
Is a mess.
Okay. And you've used armor?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So what I did on Roll20 is, if you click on your icon, there's a little like round button on the bottom, and you can use it to put symbols on top of your little, on your icon. And so I've got a little, the little rook there is to remind me I've used my armor. The skull is being a mess, and the muscle guy is that I use my combat drugs. So, I mean, we don't have to use those, but if we had a set of symbols that we all agreed to use when that happened, then it would be easy to tell at a glance what we've done. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's definitely something we should have thought about 20 sessions ago, Jim.
Yeah.
Better late than
Well,
never.
yeah.
Cool, yeah. I see that now. I was wondering what you were keeping track of. Okay, so yeah, that's that combat round. Everyone gonna rinse and repeat? Yeah, okay. That's better.
Wait, I need to roll my kills from that last
Oh,
round.
sorry. No, you. Oh, did you?
Right?
Sorry,
Yeah, he
thought
hit.
you
He
Yeah,
just
I
rolled
still-
low.
I still succeeded.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you rolled a miss. Why did I think that? I must have been looking at a different roll. Sorry.
Because I rolled a miss.
Yeah. Sorry. It was. Okay.
Just to confirm, did they get a kill on me in the previous round or no?
No, because you beat them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they used their suicide ability or something like that.
No. I was contemplating it, but.
Oh, I didn't roll a miss last time. I got confused. I got backwards.
You rolled a 1.
I had a 1. Yeah.
Yeah, but you re-rolled because you wanted
Yeah,
to inflict
yep.
a kill.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because in order to inflict a kill, you've got to get higher, right?
You also
Okay.
would have gotten pushed back with me, so it was,
Yeah, that's right.
I assumed
Yep,
that
to
was
stay
like
there.
the
Yep,
biggest
that's
concern.
also the reason. Yep.
Oh, sorry. So 3 kills.
That's
now.
NG.
Okay. So, okay. So they are getting an 8, beating everyone. Everyone else is getting a success though. So this is not doing it for them this round. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think they they swarm in, and they are hitting you from all sides. But I think the two high-ranking officers with their force fields are pretty much ruling the roost. They're going to push you all out to less than optimal range. They're going to inflict a kill on Dietrich. A bit of stabbing with their stingers for good measure.
While that happens, I'd like to use a weakness.
Okay. Sorry, I mean, just in terms of what's going to happen now, you're not ending up dead now, are you?
No, I am at 1. I'm still a mess.
Yeah. So like you will be clearing the level in this combat round because all 3 of you got successes and there's 3 tokens left.
Yeah, but if he uses a weakness, he clears the token and doesn't take the hit.
Yeah. And I'm still a mess instead of crippled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just making sure that you're like you're making the choice with the right information. Like
yes. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. So you're using it, I guess, before they get to kill you. Okay.
Yeah.
So they are not pushing you out. Not that it matters, but you're getting out of dodge. So what does this weakness look like? What's the flashback to?
I think a stray round hits an egg. And as it explodes and all of the albumin and such sprays everywhere, Dietrich just turns absolutely green and proceeds to start running. And if this is too much, please feel free to X-card this, but he's throwing up as he runs on the shreds of his armor. And the flashback is him as a young boy. And there wasn't a lot of food, but they did have some chickens, and the chickens laid eggs. And as a prank, some kids nearby convinced Dietrich to try to bite into an egg. They told him it was hard-boiled, but it was actually a raw egg. And as it just exploded in his mouth, he turned green. He felt the shells. He felt the shell fragments basically kind of lacerating his gums, and just that viscous liquid in his mouth completely set him off eggs forever of any type.
Okay, cool. So, it's not a big deal, but you are out of the engagement.
Call that ovophobia.
Okay, and then we have Miter with your 4.
Yeah, like they drove him back into perfect range, but then the jerks kept going.
Jerks.
So yeah, he has to make a few adjustments on the E cannon to the narrow beam sniper configuration, and takes out a couple of them at least.
And thankfully, the flamer does 1 kill at
yes.
at near range, so you do get to remove that final token, right? I guess that's the queen, right?
I don't want it to be the queen. Like,
okay.
I want it to be whatever, like the last drone that's standing between us and her.
Okay.
And like, and as soon as the fight is over and the troopers are whatever start to repair and everything, I like shoot a jet of flame in the air and like look at her point it at the eggs, and the troopers haul up the sarcophagus.
Okay, cool.
And if you want me to do like maybe roll NFA against her alien ability or something like that to see if we can take her alive, or you just think that's cool, but up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'd almost be inclined to say this is another encounter, right?
Could be, yeah, sure. Yeah, this could be the last encounter. I got no problem with that.
Yeah. How does that sound to you guys, Brian, Puckett?
It would make sense that they actually withdrew everything, back to defend the queen. So
yeah, cool.
And I mean, it's not technically by the book, but I mean, she could be three threat tokens all by herself.
Yeah.
And this is beating her down to the point where we can get her back to the ship.
Yeah, sounds cool. And I think like the kill count in that final encounter is just drones who are getting in the way, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, yeah, let us, I guess we have. So yeah, I think you have a chance to change your weapon, right? Before or dominance check. So what's everyone packing?
Still flame gun for me.
Yeah.
That's the.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So everyone rolling. Yeah. Okay.
Terry.
It's the first time I've seen a miss on that for a while.
You're going to set the range on us.
Yeah. So, I think you're going far range. I think, sorry, this is, I'm going to jump in with all of those threat tokens because I didn't do it before the roll.
That means you have none left to spend, right?
I can spend from the pool.
Yeah, those can still be spent.
Those can come from either the ones in play or the ones left behind.
Yeah, the alien abilities can be activated by any token, either in play or.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so it can be spent by one that's on the table. Got it.
Cool. I'm considering in true aliens fashion of leaving one alien token behind. Maybe
Yes.
A fifth,
yep. Mm-hmm.
The threat of a fifth encounter, but I forgot to do it before the roll, so all in. Okay, so yeah, Alien Queen is going to try to kill you all. Simple as. You come into her house, burnt her eggs.
You take a run at the queen, you best not miss.
So. Rolling to attack. Wow, another 3. Brian, another 10, huh? That's spectacular.
I gotta.
I'm gonna combat drugs that one.
Okay. I mean, it's better. At least it's a success.
Still, that's like the almost ideal combat drug situation to not get the best outcome.
I gotta switch weapons because my flame gun doesn't do anything for me at this range.
Okay.
So I'm gonna switch to slug rifle.
Okay.
Quick question.
Sorry, go. Yeah.
Next week is our last session, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Not like last forever, right? Last
well,
forever.
I mean, I can easily be convinced to come back for another sector, but it's not on the schedule.
But several months from now, sure. Yeah, I got it. Yes, yeah.
So
yeah, no, whatever. Like 6 months from now, it's fine. But just we don't necessarily need to be thinking in terms of like going out in a blaze of glory here if we don't One,
Yeah,
two.
and like we've seen it once when you recreate your character, but not to best effect because like the scores
True.
weren't too elevated.
Yep.
But when you come back, you keep all of your NFA, FA points, and you put them into a pool, and then you redistribute them. You lose all your swanky equipment, but you come back either as a trooper or one rank lower. And there's a bit of jiggery pokery with your strengths and weaknesses, but you don't start from scratch, so and actually, like, if you think of it mechanically, the only way you get to be brigadier is by losing a character, or by getting really lucky with your field promotions.
I don't.
Well, to be brigadier, the current brigadier also does have to die, like no matter what. You can't just like roll
Well,
to.
So Jim, if you
Take a
start as
promotion.
sergeant, you don't have enough strengths to just promote all the way to brigadier.
No, you can't promote to brigadier. Like
Right, but you also there also aren't enough strengths to spend to gain enough ranks without any field promotions.
Got it.
with
Okay,
just one character.
I see what you're saying. Okay, okay.
And like the promotion to this rank requires that the brigadier be dead. Means that if you're saying, "Oh, I really want to promote from brigadier," we will find a way to kill the brigadier. Right.
Oh yeah. Like I had no worries about that.
Yeah.
I think I misread that as like you don't become the brigadier through the regular promotion process.
No, I mean, as I read it, you do.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, but that you have 5 strengths available, and unless you get some field promotions, or you come back as a second character, you just cannot get there normally. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, Puckett, are you considering a different course of action than just shooting?
Well, let's see. I'm at far range, and yeah. So these are the last tokens. If everybody's cool with it, I'm just going to fire off a strength.
Yeah.
And since I'm at far range, and I will get a whopping 1 kill, I don't see any point in trying to, go through the rigmarole of like trying to maximize kills that way. Save the time.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and roll 1d100 for kills. That is 83. Betsy likes me again, apparently.
Well, how can Betsy not like being aimed at a queen, right?
And God, the egg jokes, they're just flying. Excuse me,
They
the
are
egg
excellent.
yolks are just flying. So this time around, the flashback is Dietrich like feverishly washing his mouth out at a stream and then stalking off to find the kids who played that joke. There's a lot of blood, a lot of fists. Not much else. I mean, there's, when Dietrich is finally finished, it looks like he took a blood bath. There's a couple of teeth on his shoulder, that sort of thing. And the way that looks in the fiction is that he just walks in with seemingly no regard for his personal safety, just like he's almost in a trance, and just wipes out everything around the queen and then shoots the queen in a few strategic locations that look like they will actually do enough damage to disable the queen without killing it. And as he stalks out of the chamber, troopers standing around just with their jaws open, as he walks by BD, you can hear him muttering, "I hate eggs."
You will. I'll see to it you're never served another one in the PX ever again, Captain.
Sir.
Yeah.
And then he just walks off down the tunnel, like just kind of pretty much vanishing into the darkness with a shadow illuminated on a corner by a glow stick and whatnot.
We bag and tag that queen.
Yeah, so I guess, I think the carnage is such that, the queen is your main target on this. But yeah, you get a handful of eggs and maybe a drone as well. You get the full life cycle, on board. But yeah, you get out of dodge, and I think the guys you left off above maybe find a route down in the field in the drop ship to pick you up. And you get out. You're muted, Jim. Was that a nice? Okay. Yeah. So there you go. Lavery done and dusted. Yeah, and a pretty successful mission. I think on the rest of the planet, right? The normal line companies just went in to pound every last one of those other hives, and obviously without a special mission to capture. They were just slashing and burning.
And a lot of just like finding fault lines and causing like tunnels to just collapse on the aliens below instead of actually fighting your way all the way to the bottom.
I think your average trooper or a corporal is just firing at everything, and hey, if that happens to cause some kind of collateral tectonic damage, then yeah, cool. But yeah, our company are bringing back from some very special packages for the special studies group. Yeah. So aftermath. Again, I think with let's do our bookkeeping first, maybe. With Miter and Dietrich maxed out, Jim BD gets his final advance.
Oh, I do. Nice. All right, level 10.
And everyone gets a free development on one weapon at one range.
It's 1 to 1d6.
Yeah.
Okay. Put that flame gun up to 1d6.
And if there's a dash on it, it cannot be upgraded at that range, correct?
It cannot be. So like
okay.
Far range.
I can't do power claw.
Yeah, you cannot. If it's a 0, it can be raised to 1.
Another question with the weapons. It says the captain gets a power blade. Is that automatic?
Yeah. Upon promotion, you get your power blade.
All
Back
right.
to the list.
Yeah, and I need the stats on that, unfortunately.
I think it's 1d10, is it, Jim?
Power blade.
D10 at close.
D10
Close
close,
only.
dashes for near and far.
Okay.
So looking at it, the way that it works is the brigadier getting killed means you can get a field promotion to brigadier.
I'm surprised by that because I'm sure field promotion is highest ranked PC.
So let me read what it says under becoming the brigadier.
Okay.
There's only one brigadier in 316, and initially the brigadier is a very distant figure. When characters gain rank, they'll find themselves closer to the brigadier in the inner circle of colonels. It is possible to achieve this rank through field promotion if the current brigadier were to fall in battle. Low animal cunning is the least of the talents you will need to gain this rank. The position wields considerable power and responsibility.
Oh, yeah, sorry, it's in the sidebar. I was
Yeah.
the other
Oh,
two
sorry.
things.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
down under their picture. So I think like the only way you can get it is field promotion. So, and I think that like very explicitly, if you start at sergeant and go all the way through, you can get to colonel, and that, you know, and then you have no more advancement slots left. So the only way to get it is field promotion, which means the brigadier's got to die. So, sorry, something has to happen to the brigadier that the colonels have nothing to do with. They have to tragically fall in battle, and someone has to have no choice but to carry on their mantle.
Yeah, I mean, the way it says it is possible to achieve this rank through field promotion would suggest to me that you can, if you are colonel and take a strength to get a promotion, you can get to it, what I would say normally. But yeah, one for another day, I think.
And then one last question. Is the power blade like the power claw, and that you can switch to it with no? Okay,
No.
it requires switching. Got it.
Requires switching. Yeah. You have to draw that sucker. Okay. Okay, so that's your basic development, and now everyone gets to roll on NFA to get an extra one. So Puckett, on your 6, because you use the strength, you're eligible for promotion.
And why on earth would I not go for promotion?
No reason I can think of.
I don't know. It's just too funny, I guess, right? So yeah, that's
it's something of a catch D100.
Major Dietrich, huh?
I'm sure that some troopers still call him a major asshole, but at least they'll have the rank right this time.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that, for BD and MITRE, that gives you an advance on a different weapon than the one you just increased, or a new weapon or a replacement. But I think everything is fine. You don't need any vehicles, or I don't think so, replaced.
Yeah, our dropship didn't get destroyed, yeah. So I think, let's see here, look at my list. Where are you, weapon list? Oh, here we go. I think I'm gonna pick up a rocket pod. Is I think what I'm gonna do.
The opposite to the flame gun, pretty much.
Like we kind of got near range covered, I feel like.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Just about.
Yes, yeah. All right, so now a rocket pod. Well, you can also use rockets for doing things like delivering aerosols and, mutagenic agents, stuff like that, nerve gas, that sort of thing. So I feel like that's a good thing for me to have.
Okay, so what does, I mean, Major Dietrich is quite a turnip for the books, right? Seems like only a few sessions ago was still sergeant.
Only a few sessions ago, he was still trying to figure out how to dig holes in trenches. I mean, BD had to show him how to use a trenching tool. They grow up so fast.
It's true. It's true. So yeah, what's the return to the Atlas like? What's the run through a quick scene or two? Jim, do we go first with BD?
Yeah, sure. BD, we roll the queen in, and like she is absolutely going to be kept in a, like we clear out a cargo bay and throw up a sheet of, vacuum proof, laser proof, like foot thick lucite, right? So that we can see her and stuff like this, and put a vault door in it and all that sort of stuff. And, flame jets that can instantly sterilize it if she tries to escape. And we put her in there with her eggs. We keep a couple to study, but the rest of them go in there with her. And we're going to start growing our own hive. And I'm going to take Dietrich aside after the after I give him his major's bars. Where I think we have a formal ceremony. All the troopers are there to see him get that, and I make a speech about when you stand in defense of Terra, Terra stands in defense of you and recognizes your achievements. And it doesn't matter, what sort of a, it doesn't matter where on Terra you came from, whether it was from, the heights of the most exclusive arcologies, which everyone knows that I'm from, like I'm like a rich academy kid, right? Whatever, I'm like Charlie Sheen in Platoon, like Ivy League kid who decided to join the military, didn't have to, volunteered, or the, wherever, Terry, where are you from?
I mean, Terry just came in as a trooper, so it's certainly not a privileged background to match that. But
Yeah, so whatever. So maybe whatever. I mean, are you like working class from Pittsburgh or something like that, or what is the, or the equivalent, or?
Basically, yeah.
Yes,
I'm trying to remember all the flashbacks. I know there was like snow in one flashback, I feel like. So not from San Diego where I'm at. So
Sure.
somewhere that actually has weather, but beyond that, I don't think.
Yeah, so I reference,
I've given it much thought.
Or the oil fields of, Vladivostok, or, the backwaters of, of the bayou. Terra, we are this, when we stand in defense of Terra, we all are we're all honored to do so, and Terra recognizes that, and I pin the bars on him. And this is the very much the this is the very much directed at all the grunts that are like, this could be you. And probably 90% of them think it's bullshit, but I don't care about them. I care about the 1 in 10 that actually goes, oh wow, it hadn't occurred to me that might be for me. And I'm kind of keeping an eye out for who those are. And then Dietrich, take you aside afterwards. I say, congratulations, Major.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor.
It is. We are honored every day that we do this. And every time we pin some new bars on you, Dietrich, we're going to ask more of you. You know that, but you have never failed. You've never even hesitated to do everything you can to deliver that.
Ain't much quitting me, sir.
Excellent. So now that you have a bird's eye view, I'd like you to do one thing for me. This is a mission for me. And
Yes,
that's
sir.
9 in 10 of all the grunts that listen to that speech I just gave are entirely convinced it's bullshit. Because for 9 in 10 of them, it is bullshit. They don't have what it takes to serve in the way that we have. I want you to keep an eye out for those 1 in 10. I think you'll know them when you see them.
Yes, sir. They're the hungry ones.
They're the hungry ones. They're the ones that you see yourself in. And I want you to keep an eye on them. Let me know who they are so that I can keep an eye on them. And remind them when you can, without making yourself vulnerable, that you didn't come from much, but here you are, and that could be them too.
Yes, sir. Happy to do it, sir.
I could not ask for anyone more qualified to be working on this great work. Our names are going to be remembered for a long, long time. So, but don't worry too much about that. Worry about finding me some more names to put on that list. Understood?
Copy that, sir.
Dismissed.
On it. Thank you, sir.
How about Miter? What's he up to?
I don't know. Hmm.
I mean, you got to show Dietrich the ropes of being a no-kidding officer at this point, I think, right?
Certainly. I mean, I think a lot of it is just like, as far as telling him what to do, as far as that goes, it's like, there's a lot of stuff that like, I don't really know why you're supposed to do it. They all seem to do it this way. So I've just kind of been copying them. Because yeah, I mean, I think very few officers at this level started as troopers, and yeah, there's all kinds of like unwritten rules and understand, social understandings that Terry's just kind of been observing and trying to copy as best he can, and probably getting it wrong, but he has no idea how he's getting it wrong. So
If they're unwritten, are they really rules? Excuse me, Major.
Oh no, when there aren't troops around, we don't have to call each other that.
Ah, so you mean the way that I've been dealing with my soldiers for, well, forever.
Yeah, although it is still different. Did BD tell you to call him Bob yet?
No, what do I even call you? I've always called you Major, Lieutenant, Captain.
Yeah, you can call me Terry.
Dietrich.
When the troops aren't around.
So if these things ain't written down, Terry, are they really rules? Do we I mean, they're not in a book. I mean, the way BD does it, it's like it has to be in a book. Which is why I had somebody read all those books and read them to me, and I've been working on my letters.
I mean, they let you know when you're doing it wrong, but they don't come out and say it.
That's one of them things that you kind of. I ain't too good at noticing those things.
Well, I've gotten better at it. I'll get you up to speed as best I can. Truth is, a lot of them, they're kind of scared of us. Like they don't have the, I mean, they pad their kill counts, but like they didn't actually get those kills directly, So like they'll let you know that you're screwing up, but at the same time, like you don't have to be afraid of them, But I mean, still, they can make things difficult. So,
I figure it ain't as difficult as having to. Well, where I grew up, we used a stick, if you catch my drift. I figure there ain't much more difficult than that.
it's different, I guess, but not more difficult. Yeah.
Well, anytime one of them wants to, I don't know, hold me aside, tell me I'm not following something that ain't in a book, that I'm doing it wrong, I figure I can always take them down on a drop ship, hand them a slug rifle, and say, "Here, show me how to do this."
Yeah, I guess you could give that a try.
That'd go too well for him. But hey, I might finally get demoted to the rank that I probably should be at. Terry, why in the hell do they keep promoting me?
Oh, I mean, that's easy. They look at your service record and we're like, this guy should be dead, but you're not. They don't really know what else to do.
And it works that way with everybody?
As far as I can tell.
I mean, I guess putting people that don't die in front of like in charge of everything is maybe not a terrible way to do things, but well, it ain't my army. I just serve in it. Who am I to tell them how to do things? They're the smart ones. I'm just some kid from a place that too small to have a name, and well, yeah, just a kid from nowhere. At least nowhere that anybody recognized, and you can just kind of point to it on a map, and it's like, yeah, well, you see where that is if you go about 70 miles into the swamp and you take a turn at the cypress. You know, you'll find some shacks on stilts and a boat, and that's about it. Terry, what's the, what? How the hell did you survive this? Not the shooting and everything like that. I know you had done that. Just this, like the dress uniforms and having to know how to tie things and.
I don't know, I guess I just another obstacle to get past. Just keep your eyes open and keep doing what you're supposed to do.
You know, they tried telling me there's different forks and different spoons. I mean, I can't solve that problem by shooting at it. Hell, there's forks, there's spoons. That's it. You use them, right? No, there's salad forks. There's forks for meat. There's soup spoons. There's teaspoons. There's tablespoons. And like, we had the spoon. It's a family spoon.
You just can't be the first person to use a spoon. Whatever the highest ranked person there is, just do whatever they do. That's what I've done. Although, if you're hungrier than them, it's not the most fun way to spend a meal. But
well, one thing I've noticed is that folks here tend to cut up their meat and put it on a fork. So I tried to stop just, grabbing the $2 steak and chewing away on it. Cutting up your meat. What a waste of time. You saw off the meat dust.
well, you got they do put better meat on your plate, so I guess we have to give it the honors it deserves.
Suppose so. Well, I should get back to my bunk. I got some letters to write home. I don't like writing them, but the families deserve to know what happened. Thank you, Terry.
You actually told what happened?
I don't go into any detail, and I usually just say something like, you know, your son or daughter or child died facing the enemy, weapon at the ready, like a good soldier should. Something like that. I mean, they don't need to know that they got torn in half or dissolved by acid that got spat at them or something like that. They don't. But they deserve a letter. Figure it's hard enough for them to know that their child died. They don't need to know how. Anyway, I'm going to get to writing those. But thank you, Terry. I figure that between you and BD, I can avoid looking like a complete ass. At least doing officer stuff. I mean, I may look like an ass doing other things, but, you know, what the hell? Who's going to call me out on it now, right? Besides Frost. I understand why he's still a trooper. Seems like every time I said yes, sir, he would have said some smart aleck thing or rolled his eyes or something like that.
Is Frost another trooper that you started with?
Honestly, I think he's been here longer than I have. I don't know. Maybe he's happy being a trooper. Doesn't have to write letters home. Not too much to worry about. I mean, hell, I have to find people and like tap them on the shoulder and say, you, with me, you're handling this bit of paperwork for me now. You know? Maybe Frost likes not having to tell people to do things like that.
Okay. Anyone else want to add anything to that?
I'd kind of like to see a scene with Terry and BD. I'm reasonably sure they have some stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to frame it, Terry? Where do you want this to happen?
I don't know. Talking about Trooper Frost is just making me think back to Trooper Kaminsky, who slept through most things. So I'm not trying to what. I don't know how to work that in. Just like looking over Kaminsky's service record or something, and it's like still a trooper. And I don't know. Maybe I'm asking for your advice on like what to do to like kick him into gear. He's just
What's your assessment of him, Terry?
I don't know. I've tried to think what would motivate him. Complete lack of motivation seems to be the the problem.
Is he competent as a trooper? Is he a danger to the squad?
I mean, he's competent when he's awake. I got him to train hand to hand, but abilities, but I mean that mostly involved me just attacking him. I mean,
So
self-preservation is maybe the motivation I uncovered.
well, then
That's about it.
then put him into situations where self-preservation is the only motive that he has. Put him into situations where it's the only thing he can worry about. Terry, you and I are different than most of those grunts. And you know this, I know this, we both know this. There's no dishonor in lugging an E-cannon for your entire stretch. Some of these grunts, well, let's be honest, a majority of them are not going to go home at all. So the ones that live this long, they have something going for them. Well, if they live this long without proving to be a danger to other troopers around them, then maybe we don't need to motivate him. Maybe we just need to make sure, like I said, that he feels like he needs to do what he can to stay alive. Why him, Terry? Do you have a personal interest?
Just looking back over the list of troops I've served with, and I don't know, you go that far back, a lot of them are dead, and most who aren't, they've ranked up, but he's still Trooper Kaminsky. Stood out.
Terry, there are situations where your humility is a distinct asset, but you need to understand that you're exceptional. Dietrich is exceptional. I am exceptional. He's not exceptional. He's a competent trooper. Let him be a competent trooper. We need those. We need a lot more of them than we need majors and lieutenant colonels. And maybe his value is as an example of someone who's doing just fine without too much ambition other than to stay alive for their entire tour. We don't need troopers thinking about the big picture. That will only get them distracted, and getting them distracted will get them killed. Dietrich would be perfectly happy to still be a trooper. He's a major because I made sure that the right people saw what he did and pulled some strings and used a not inconsiderable amount of my capital to make sure that he got noticed and promoted. but and you've got that same kind of clout, Terry. Just be careful who you spend it on. Make sure they're worth it. Do you want to see what it looks like when one of their eggs hatches?
Okay. He really doesn't, but curiosity is not going to let him say that he doesn't.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You're not eager to like it's, would you like to watch a fatal car crash? No, but kind of. Yeah. And, you know, and I swipe you into the lab and we're going to go watch one of these things come out of an egg.
Yeah, so I think the special studies group is like on overtime, trying to figure out how this compound works to nullify the blue crystal. And yeah, I think they're like they got a bit of a factory going right on these alien eggs after a while.
A little vase of glowing red royal jelly and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh
exactly.
yeah.
So that'll take a while to get, you know, operational and tested and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, shows promise, right? And I think, you know, the drones that you guys captured have been used as that initial test case, right? So let's introduce the blue crystal to this and see exactly what happens. Just let's convince ourselves or prove to ourselves that it works for real instead of just being in intel. Okay. So I think maybe we should cut it there.
Yeah.
Come back next week.
Wrap it there. I think for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.